Hey Jake, just saw your video and I really think I have to answer you. You make some very interesting points, but I don't think you're seeing the full picture here. Um, Healthcare in this country is not what it used to be. It's a real problem. Yes, companies do pay your insurance, but then there are so many loopholes. It is a really getting to be where people literally cannot pay for their drugs that they need to keep themselves alive. They're becoming, I don't know what the figure is, but I do know like 40 million people in this country are uninsured, more or less because they cannot afford it. Now, you work for a company who pays insurance. Not all companies give insurance. But then there's another thing that you haven't even touched on, and it's becoming a bigger problem. We're baby boomers, okay, and we're getting older. And some of us who are no longer working or who have retired or work for themselves cannot afford insurance. The premiums are way too high. Now, it's not the doctor's fault, but I have to tell you that I am seriously thinking very hard about other countries. For instance, Canada. No, it's not the greatest. I certainly don't like socialized medicine, but it's a whole lot better than what we've got now. It's really a big problem. When someone is sick and they can't afford to go to a doctor or pay for medications that they really do need, then this country has a big problem. It's not just the people who work for companies that pay insurance. It's much more than that. That's actually becoming a lower number now. Um, there are so many people in this country who are more or less middle class, and that used to mean something, who cannot afford medications, they cannot afford their doctors, and they don't go because they don't have the money. Now, this country has to step up and do something about that. You seem to think it's fine that people get their insurance through the companies they work for, but understand something. Very few companies now are paying for insurance, and they don't pay the entire amount. In fact, there are a lot of different loopholes. Now you have prescriptions that if it's not covered under your particular insurance company, you're out of luck. So to make a sweeping comment like that, you have to think a little bit. We're in situations now where people are literally saying, well, I have to eat this week, so I can't buy my medication. It's something that really needs to be addressed. It's not an either or anymore. I would not mind doing something similar to a Canada. You at least do get seen. You at least do get medical care. Let's say you're someone who has cancer and doesn't have insurance. What does this person do? There's got to be there has to be a solution. And companies paying for insurance is not the solution. Uh, People say, no, we don't want socialized medicine because we are a capitalistic country. And more or less, I agree with that. But when you get to a critical point where we are right now, and you have people who are literally dying because they can't afford their medications, then you really have to rethink things. I think that the next presidential campaign, hopefully, is going to deal with a lot of these issues. A lot of people in our age group now are becoming uninsured. And to be uninsured is dangerous because we are getting older. We're healthy. We're healthier than the generation that came before us. However, there's a lot more of us, which makes the whole dynamic change. So think about what I just said. It's not just the fact that you're working for an insurance company and they're paying for your insurance. That's great. Even they have problems. They're trying a lot of companies are trying actually now to get the worker to pay for their own insurance. And they're not making that kind of money. Premiums are going up. So we're talking about dollars and cents. And as far as health care and what we can get in this country, I think it's a shame that we live in a country that we can get the best healthcare in the world, literally. I mean, there are people who come here from everywhere, from all over the world to get treated because we offer and we have the best minds and technology, but it costs an arm and a leg. And most Americans now cannot afford that. And that's a shame because we have it at our disposal, but because of the way our health care program is right now, it's really difficult to get. So I would think about that before you continue to think about, talk about how great our health care is. It isn't. It's not great. It's getting pretty bad. Anyway, my friend, I'm saying goodbye now. Just think about what I had to say. Bye.